It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Pittsburgh Steelers and the New York Jets. And it's kicking off next on Madden NFL 25.
It is time for football as we welcome you to another edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Good to be with you. Mike Tirico, Greg Olson here in the booth. Greg, we got a couple of teams who love to throw the football. And you know how guys say, hey, we're not going against the other offense. We're going against the other team's defense. Greg, these star wide receivers, you know they're watching what the other guy. Just about set. Anders Carlson has the ball teed up. And off we go from MetLife Stadium. On the return, it's Kenneth Gainwell. Good return here. Brings it up to the 33-yard line. The Steeler offense ready to take the field for the first time. They'll be led out by their quarterback, the veteran from Oklahoma State. It's Mason Rudolph.
The thing that has always really stood out and impressed me the most about this guy, Mike, is how steady and reliable he is anytime he's called upon. You know exactly what you're getting anytime he's under center. Maybe not the biggest arm in the world, but I'll tell you what, he gives you just enough to work with, and he is capable of getting the job done.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. So the drive begins with a give to Johnson. And they bring him down, but not until he gets the 45-yard line.
When we met with these coaches during the week, Mike, they told us the emphasis this week about getting the run game going early, and we see it here. Nice first play pickup, fresh set of downs.
Throwing, Rudolph. This one is complete to DK Metcalf. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
And this is what you can do when you have one of the best receivers in the game. You understand that even if the coverage is not perfect for the play call, sometimes it's just as simple as, my guy is better than your guy, and we're going to just keep giving him a chance.
To throw is Rudolph. And a good effort there defensively. It's knocked away and incomplete.
Up until that incompletion, they've done a really nice job on this drive, Mike, picking up fresh sets of downs. And typically, throwing the ball on first down is a great way to do it. But now they find themselves in 2nd and 10. Do you keep it in the air and try to get the first down here? Or is the idea to just make 3rd down manageable and take your chances picking up a key 3rd down?
Changing direction there as he's able to pick up 3. Got to get it to the 28, but now it's 3rd down. Now some movement up front, and we'll hear from our referee for the first time here today.
Still 3rd down.
So after the 5 yards are walked off, they face 3rd and long. The pass rush gets home, and he goes down. Jermaine Johnson, the former first-round pick, in there to bring him down.
When you can win so fast as an edge rusher, you put so much pressure on the quarterback to speed everything up. He can sense that pressure coming either from his front or back side. It either speeds up and leads to an errant throw, or in this case, it leads to a sack.
And we will not have a return here. This one angled out of bounds. So the Jets offense ready to take over for the first time. They're led by their quarterback out of Ohio State, first-round pick Justin Fields.
There's a lot of guys out there, Mike, that over the last couple years, the start of Justin Fields' career, they love nitpicking his game. It's a little unconventional. He's not an in-rhythm, on-time pocket quarterback, but I think that's okay. I think some of the criticism is fair, but there's one thing you can't deny. He is electric with the ball in his hands, both escaping the pocket and as a designed runner. I think they need to lean into his strengths as a player. Don't shy away from him, because when he's playing at the top of his game, man, he is the ultimate weapon.
Ineligible receiver downfield. Offense.
You only get a 1-yard buffer from the line of scrimmage for these old linemen. That time he strayed a little too
Still
far,
first down.
and it draws the flag. We're going to start this drive on the ground. It's Hall. And he'll get about 3 yards of that back, setting up second and long. Working out of the gun, it's Fields. He connects. It's in the hands of Reynolds. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up third down. From the shotgun, it's Fields. He'll try to run for it.
And that's a great job defensively here on third down. Not only taking away all the options down the field through the air, but when the quarterback decides to turn into a runner himself, they're able to converge and make the play and keep him short of the first down.
On fourth down, the Jets turn it to the veteran Thomas Morstead to punt. Calvin Austin deep for the Steelers. Now, fair catch. He'll take it at about the 24-yard line. Steelers offense ready to get going with their second possession. They'll search for the first points of this game as they begin the drive on 1st and 10. They'll start this on the ground with Johnson. And he's going to be stuck well behind the line of scrimmage. A play going absolutely nowhere.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on first down, but that's exactly the case here.
Here's Rudolph. That's complete. Calvin Austin. He'll be brought down. It was a nice pickup, but a penalty flag on the play. Early indications of a hold. Back to throw is Rudolph. And he tried to fit in the slant, and it was intercepted. Picked off by Brandon Stevens.
You know, Mike, anytime a team can go nickel or dime and come off the field with an interception, I just am constantly reminded of the importance of defensive back depth when you're building an NFL roster. I mean, think back. This is not the old NFL base 3-4, base 4-3. Offenses are going to roll out 2, 3, 4 high-level wide receivers at you in this pass-first modern era. If you can't roll out 5 DBs and all of them hold their own and be trusted to hold up, you are going to struggle defending these pass-first modern offenses.
1st and 10. Fields now. Catch made, right side by Wilson.
The receiver thought he had a nice soft spot in that zone coverage, and he settles down to give a nice target to the quarterback. But the defense had eyes on him the entire time. Secure rally tackle prevents that from turning into a big play.
They'll come up here on 2nd down and 5. Fields. He pulls it in around the 5. And they'll stop him just short of the goal line, but they are going to have enough to convert. It's going to be 1st and goal.
I love this concept here. Really good job by the other receivers clearing out that space. Big tight end comes down with the catch, and it's going to bring up 1st and goal.
They'll run. It's Hall. A 2nd effort, and he is in. Reese Hall. Touchdown, Jets.
But you think back to their first possession of this game, Mike, it resulted in a punt. Not exactly the fast start the coaches told us was so important as this game unfolds. They get the ball back for possession 2. Now they try to find some rhythm, find their identity of the game plan, and they come away with 6. So that's how you bounce back in this league. It's not always going to be perfect. Really nice job settling into this game here with their 2nd possession.
Anders Carlson now for the PAT. His kick is good. And the Jets will take a 7-0 lead. Here's Carlson now. He'll kick this one off, following the touchdown on the other end. On the return, here comes Cordero Patterson. A good return as he takes it across the 30. The Steelers offense back onto the field for their next possession. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a 1st down. Now Rudolph. That's caught right side. It's Freiermuth.
Well, you know, Mike, if I had to guess, I'd say that's probably not what they had in mind when they called that play, but those guys on defense, it felt like they knew what was coming from the start, and they got to him in a hurry.
So after the loss on 1st, here's 2nd and 14. Rudolph. Over the middle, Metcalf has it. And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on 3rd down.
This is a great example here of just not getting too complicated as an offensive coordinator. Who's one of your best players on the field, and how do you get the ball in his hands?
Here's 3rd and 7. Rudolph looking to throw. That's over the middle and taken in. He's got it. 15 yards through the air. That's a Steeler 1st down. A give, and here's Johnson. He's going to force his way for a yard or 2, but looks like this one's going to be coming back. They'll look to throw. Oh, they're on him in a flash, and he's lost the football. And the defense has it. And there it is. The defense comes up with the big play, forcing the fumble as they get their offense right back on the field. Coming up, Greg, with a big turnover.
Taking the ball away, Mike, has really become an art form in the NFL. Some teams are good at it, some teams not so much. But in this case, great job by the defense taking that one away.
So now the Jets offense ready to take over once more. They've got the lead, and they'll set forth trying to build on it. They're going to do that with excellent field position. From the 35, it's 1st and 10. Here's Fields. That's into the hands of Xavier Gibson. A gain of 21 on that pass play. And the Jets have a 1st down.
This is a tale as old as time, Mike. It seems that anytime a team forces a takeaway, fumble, or interception, the ensuing drive starts with a shot, a deep play in the air to try to seize on some of that momentum.
That is caught in the end zone, but hold everything. There is a flag in the backfield. I think this one's coming back.
Holding offense.
So holding is the call, and take that touchdown off the board.
Here we go, son. Cut.
Fields. That's to the running back, Breece Hall. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. On the run, here's Hall. And the Jets are going to be set up with 1st and goal. He couldn't quite break the plane. They'll have it at the 1-yard line.
What a great run down here inside the red zone, Mike. It's so important that you still can run the ball. Great job here by the back. I thought for a minute he was going to score. He gets it all the way down inside the 1, and I wouldn't be surprised if they let him finish this drive off.
And he will fight his way to the end zone. Justin Fields. Touchdown, New York. The defense comes up with the coverage, but they cannot keep up with the speed as the quarterback scrambles to the end zone for the touchdown.
And down here in the red zone, Mike, is where I think a quarterback's legs can be the most dangerous. The defenders are trying to match backs, match tight ends and receivers, but often it's the quarterback that has no one assigned to him, and in this case, he's able to capitalize and run it in himself.
Carlson now for the extra point. The kick is good. And the Jets move out on top, 14-0. Here's Carlson now. He'll kick this one off, following the touchdown on the other end. To return is Kenneth Gainwell. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. Here comes the Pittsburgh offense now, heading back onto the field. They trail by 2 touchdowns, so the time is now. Got to get that rally going. It starts with 1st and 10. They send Freiermuth, the tight end, in motion. On the ground, it's Johnson. And that'll be a pickup of 3. 2nd and 7. He'll look to throw. And the coverage right there. This ball knocked away. It's incomplete. DK Metcalf was the intended target. And it'll be 3rd down.
He does a fantastic job, Mike, of not only locating the ball in the air, but then attacking it hands on hands. That's exactly something they work on every week in practice. Great job translating those drills into a live game.
And it looks like he's got enough for the 1st down. Let's wait for the mark. Yes, that run, that's enough to move the chains. Now a toss left side for Johnson. And he'll get back maybe to the line of scrimmage, but probably going to be a loss of a yard here.
Well, has been the case this entire first half. It's been the defense that's really carried the load for this team. Some offensive struggles, but they've done more than their part, coming through again with another big stop for a loss.
Lost 1 on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. A run here with Johnson. And he'll work his way past the 40. He's tackled after a gain of 4. Third and 6. Now they'll set up to throw. He finds Austin with the grab. And he is very close to the 1st down, but an eyeball, he is shy of it. And they say it's 4th and inches. Here's Cameron Johnston now. And he'll be looking for something better after that poor first punt. They will get away from that one, and they're going to have tremendous field position. This ball hits and goes out of bounds. We are through 1. The Jets have the advantage. More from MetLife Stadium after this. Set to go now on 1st and 10. The drive begins with a run, and it's hauled. A good push from the defense. They get him down back at his own 10.
The speed and the get-off by the big interior defensive tackle, Mike. I mean, he got through there so fast, he almost took the handoff himself.
After the loss of 3, it is 2nd and 13. Now, Fields. That one intercepted. Picked off by their rookie corner.
Mike, that's a great play for any defensive back, let alone an undrafted rookie. I mean, to think that every single team passed on him in this past year's draft multiple times is pretty hard to believe. And again, this is the growth. This is the development that they saw when he signed there as an undrafted free agent. And he has taken advantage of every opportunity he's been given, and now he's creating turnovers for this unit.
The Steelers offense ready to get back at it. They'll begin with the football in the red zone already as the defense has their back to the wall to start this drive. Now it's Johnson. And the Steelers are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
The trend around the league, Mike, is that we've seen that running back has really turned into a young man's game. And there's something to be said for having some fresh legs, fresh out of college. They love the dynamic ability this guy brings to their rushing attack, and it's clear why.
They'll run with Johnson. He's going to lose yardage. How about the defense standing up in the red zone? They'll mark it at the 10.
When you can get this level of run support out of your secondary, Mike, man, what an advantage for any defense. This defensive back clearly reads run, gets off his block, and he's able to take down the back for a loss of yards.
One more time with Johnson. He'll take this one down to the 8-yard line. Good job so far by the defense protecting the short field. Now it's 3rd and goal. Back to throw. He's got it at the 3. To the goal line and in. Calvin Austin. Touchdown Steelers. So the turnover turns into a quick touchdown, and Greg, that's exactly how you want your offense to take care of business.
Anytime your defense can create those sudden change situations, Mike, absolutely, you have to take advantage of it. 1 second, you're sitting on the bench going over your next drive. All of a sudden, after that turnover, you've got to be able to get out on the field and go. Take advantage of the short field and results in a nice touchdown.
Boswell adds the extra point, and the Steelers are on the board. It's now 14-7. Boswell now following the touchdown. Back out to kick this one off. Kene Nwanwu now to return. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. The Jets offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. They lead by a touchdown as this drive begins with 1st and 10. Here's Hall. And a nice run there. He'll be stopped just shy of a 1st down. A pickup of 9.
This is one of those cases where having high-end speed in the backfield can be such a game changer. The offensive linemen don't need to hold their blocks quite as long. You give this guy a little bit of a crease, and man, he is gone.
Off the play action, here's Fields. He'll find Hall out of the backfield. And he's going to be out of bounds and just beyond the line of scrimmage. That's all they needed to pick up the 1st down.
We're starting to see this so often, Mike. The days of just having a running back who you're just going to turn around and hand it to, yes, that's still a critical part of NFL offensive football, but their ability to be used in the passing game, just one more thing for the defense to have to defend. Make them go sideline to sideline, line of scrimmage to the end zone. Defend every blade of grass, and a really good running back goes a long way in doing that.
Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. Fields to throw. This one caught by Lazard. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. From the 39, here's a 1st and 10. On the give, it's Hall. And he's going to be bottled up quickly after a gain of about 1. Cameron Hayward, the former All-Pro, in on the tackle. Here's a 2nd and 9. Another run here with Hall. This defense all over this one. They get him down behind the line. It's a loss of a couple.
Anytime the running back is forced to chop his feet in the background and never get to top speed, you know that play's not going anywhere. That's exactly what the defense was able to force here by getting penetration. Great job there, stopping this play before he had a chance to even get started.
A tough spot here. 3rd and long. Working out of the gun, it's Fields. He's got his man, right side, it's complete. And he's out of bounds all the way inside the 15-yard line. It's a gain of 28 as they convert on 3rd down.
So far here early, Mike, the key for this offense has been their ability to maintain possession by converting on these 3rd downs. It's going to be a big storyline the rest of the way. This defense has to find a way. When they force 3rd down, they got to get off the field.
A 1st down throw for Fields. And he's going to run out of time. They get to him and bring him down.
And that's a big-time play. It felt like they really needed it, Mike. That was a drive where the offense seemed to be in complete control. Anytime on the defense where you find yourself on your heels, you're giving up big plays, you're giving up fresh set of downs, you need a spark. You need something to change the momentum of the drive, and we'll see if that was it right there.
A give. Here's Hall. And nothing on that one. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it.
Great job here by this linebacker, Mike. There was no reading and reacting. From the snap, he was attacking. Meets the ball carrier right at the line of scrimmage. No gain.
3rd and long. To throw is Fields. Throw to the right flat. It is caught. And he'll gain some yardage here, but that is not nearly enough for the 1st down. So it's going to bring up 4th down.
When a defense has speed to the ball like this group does, it makes these wide receiver screens really challenging because all those fast linebackers and defensive backs that are chasing the ball carrier, the offensive line are the ones responsible for them, and sometimes that's just a speed mismatch, and they can't get out in front. And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
Back out is Carlson following the made field goal. And he sends this kickoff away. Here's Gainwell to return. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line. The Steelers offense and their wide receiver getting ready to get back to work. The deficit is at 10, so an important drive forthcoming. Getting started with 1st and 10. Three tight ends in the game to start the drive. They'll run. Johnson. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one.
The ability to be effective on 1st down, Mike, it just makes everything else easier. In the event you do have to face a 3rd down the road, they're usually a lot more manageable situations, a lot easier to convert.
So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. They'll go again with Johnson. And he surges forward for a gain of about 5. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Now, faking the give. This one complete to Washington. And he'll try to use that size and push forward, but it will not work. They're going to get him down behind the line.
Linebacker certainly wasn't fooled on that play. Not only does he get there in a hurry, but he's able to secure that tackle and bring him down for a loss.
What can they do here on 3rd down and 7? Back to throw is Rudolph. He's got his tight end. That's Freiermuth. 11 yards on the pass there. Good for a Steeler first down.
I know, I'm biased. But listen, you can't convince me, Mike, that there's a better option on the field, especially when you got a guy like this, that on 3rd down or critical moments, that's where the ball needs to go. The size, the speed, the matchup problems that he creates. If I was in a critical situation, there is no doubt where I'm going with the ball.
Here's Rudolph. Quick throw, out wide. It's caught. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5.
Outbreaking routes, Mike, especially outside of the numbers, everything is about the timing. If you're late with the throw, you're going to be watching that defensive back take that thing the other way for 6.
On the give, it's Johnson. He'll try to push forward. He'll wind up getting 3 yards with that one. Quincy Williams in there for the stop. Third down, 3 to go. They'll try to run for it with Johnson. And he will have a first down, but I don't think that's going to stand. They're already heading backwards. Broderick Jones, the former first-round pick, guilty that time. Now Rudolph. And he cannot get away. Brought down. And that sack will bring us to the 2-minute warning. So the Steelers ready to kick this one skyward. A fair catch called for and made just beyond their own 15. The Jets offense about ready to take over once more. Their lead is 10. They go back to work, try to add to it. It begins with first down. From the shotgun, it's Fields. This one taken in by Reynolds. 12 yards on the game. That's good for a quick first down.
This is such a critical moment in the game, that middle 4 minutes, the final 2 minutes of the first half, and then the possession to come out of the halftime break. So maximizing this possession here before halftime is critical. See if you can get a drive starter. See if you can get an easy completion to kickstart a 2-minute mode, and that's what they got here. Now they got to see if they can go down and steal some points.
That's his 3rd catch of this first half, and good enough for a first down.
And this is why most teams might decide to take the ball first after the halftime break, because they want to be able to control this middle 4. At the end of the first half, you can use your timeout. You can use some strategy to steal an extra possession. If they're able now to go down and come away with points, they'll have a chance to double it up again right after the halftime break.
Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. Halftime is looming, so the athletic training staff going to get a chance to look him over during the break. Ball rests at the 37. It's 1st and 10.
Don't jump. Ready?
To throw is Fields. And the rush gets home. He'll go down. They got him.
The offense goes from feeling really good about the previous play with a real nice pickup to then on the ensuing play ending up going the complete opposite direction. Really nice job here by the defense, immediately getting back on track. And what do the coaches say? Just play the next play, and that's exactly what they did.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Now Fields. Short pass taken in by the tight end. Well, they'll get some of the sack yardage back, but it's still going to leave them with 3rd down. Now a timeout, Jets. It'll be their 2nd, as they'll stop it just a little bit over 30 seconds to go in this first half. Here now, 3rd and 5. Back to throw is Fields. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end.
The most impressive thing about this drive, Mike, has really just been their efficiency. They've just continued to pick up first downs, fresh sets of downs. We just saw there, but that 3rd down conversion, continue to possess the ball. These opportunities to come away with points continue to go up.
Anders Carlson here now to try the field goal. Officially, this will be a 43-yarder. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Jets going to tack on 3 more, extending the lead here late in the first half.
Okay, Mike, thank you. More from you and Greg in a moment, but for now, we'll head out with them. It's time to send it back over to Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
All right, Coach, 2nd half, drawing near. Glad to have you back with us here on EA Sports. Both teams ready to get back at it as we get back underway here on EA Sports. On the return, here comes Wanwu. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. The Jets offense ready to get going again. They'll have it first in this 3rd quarter. They built a nice lead for themselves here. They'll try to add to that, beginning with 1st down.
Here we go, side. Hurry up, hurry up.
Fields now. To the outside, complete. It's Wilson.
Certainly not the biggest play of the day, but a good example of picking up positive yardage, staying ahead of the chains by a well-timed ball and a well-timed route.
Here's 2nd and 3 to go. Throwing is Fields. Trying to get away, but he will not. They finally run him down.
Early in this drive, they're trying to establish some offensive rhythm, but now after that 2nd down sack, really puts them in a must-pass. You don't want to be in 3rd and long very often in the NFL. It's not a very high percentage conversion rate, and with the danger of a 3 and out, they better hold up here in pass protection.
Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. Fields. That's to the sideline and taken in by Wilson.
That's just one of those drives that was out of whack from the start, Mike. They just couldn't get anything going on the early downs, and they'll most likely punt the ball away and hope that their defense can do the same thing and get them the ball back.
On now comes the punt team for the Jets, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And that's a nice job of getting to him, making sure that return was not going anywhere. The visitors' offense getting set to get back to work. And look, they've been out of sorts throughout, Greg. They haven't had any answer for this pass rush all game.
Yeah, and it's really showing up in the sacks and also just in their ability to prevent any yards, any completions. This has just been a dominant pass defense performance here, and everything starts with the rush. The quarterback's uncomfortable. The clock gets sped up. He's got guys in his face. It's a lot easier to play defensive back, and in some of these coverage units, when you know that ball's got to come out fast, and right now, they're teeing off and taking advantage of it.
So the drive begins with a give to Johnson. And he'll take this forward for about 3. It's 2nd down. Another run here with Johnson. He's able to get away from one man, but those reinforcements, they got there quick. Take him down behind the line.
Sometimes you run all those big bodies out there, you kind of tip your hand. I always love going big jumbo personnel for a play action. In this case, they keep the ball on the ground. The defense knew it was coming, and they suffer a loss.
Rudolph looking to throw. And this drive is over before it can start. He's swallowed up to force 4th down.
We're starting to see in these passing situations, Mike, this defensive line is starting to have their way against this group up front, because right now, their pass protection is breaking down, and his quarterback's paying the price for it.
Steelers getting ready to put this one away, as this drive quickly stalled out, so he's on to punt it away. This kick hangs up, and a fair catch will be taken beyond the 35-yard line. The Jets offense headed back to take over once more. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. They're going to start this drive on the ground. It's Hall. And good blocking up front, paving the way for a gain of 8 on the ground. They'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. They'll go again with Hall. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage at best. Might have even lost a yard there.
The offense thinks that they can just kind of plow this one up there in the middle and keep the chains moving, but not on this defense. Not only do they not pick up the 1st down, but after suffering that loss, now they've got some decisions to make on 3rd down.
They'll try to run for it with Hall. It'll be a pickup of 10. Good for a Jets 1st down.
So as we take a look at the box score, Mike, you realize here they got the lead. We're in the 2nd half, but they don't have a lot of rush yards. It's because they use the passing game to score points and establish the lead. Now, how we judge their run game is from here to the end of the game. Can they pile up yards now in the 2nd half and close this game out?
Taking a shot downfield for Smith. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be second down. He was looking for Malachi Corley. And it'll be second down. They go play action with Fields. And they're going to get to him and take him down, taken back to the other side of midfield.
We spent so much time talking about quarterbacks and the special plays that they can make. And, of course, that's a big part of playing quarterback in the NFL. But also, can you avoid the bad plays? Do you know when the fight is over and live to play another down? Don't take that sack. Throw the ball away, get back out there on third down, and give yourself a chance.
So, backed up after the sack, and now it's third and long. And they're going to track him down. He couldn't find the receiver, and down he goes.
If they win this game, this pass rush is going to be a big reason why. The 5 sacks speak for itself, but their ability to disrupt the timing of this offense, that can't be overstated.
On comes the punt team now for the Jets. And good coverage by the punt team. They stop him before he can get any return cranked up. The visitors' offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. They'll begin inside their own 15-yard line, so a lot of real estate to cover. It's first and 10. To throw is Rudolph. And this throw batted away and incomplete.
For the most part, he's been very accurate with the ball. I mean, he's completing over 60% of his passes, but because they haven't been able to get any big explosive plays, continue to push the ball downfield, hasn't really translated on the scoreboard just yet.
On second down, a run with Johnson. The defense all over this one. They get him behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a couple.
Number one rule of run blocking for the offensive line is you don't want to allow penetration. It just doesn't give your running back any angles to cut and find the hole. It's exactly how it played out here. They've got to do a better job holding the line of scrimmage and not getting pushed back.
He's going to air one out for Metcalf. That one is batted away. Incomplete. No separation that time. Tightly defended. It brings up fourth down.
There's only a handful of guys in the league who legitimately have world-class speed, and he's one of them. I mean, he's the type of weapon that you 3 or 4 times a game have to just say, okay, my guy, he's faster than your guy. We're going to send him deep and let it fly. And even though that one falls incomplete, you have to continue to sprinkle that threat in because it makes everything else in your passing game that much easier.
The home team's offense ready to see what they can do with this next possession. They'll begin with terrific starting field position. It gets going with first and 10. Trying the left side, here's Hall. Nice gain on first down, but the penalty flags come in. And the question now, will the play stand? handoff. Here comes Hall. Good recovery after the penalty. He's back within a couple of yards of that first down.
Really nice job by the interior of this offensive line. It typically just takes one guy to distort the defense to give the back enough room to operate, and that's exactly what they did here, and it led to a big gain.
Here's 2nd and 2. Play action now for Fields. That one knocked away. It is incomplete. Very good job defensively. Stayed right with him, and will bring up 3rd down.
And the success of this play, Mike, all comes down to the timing of the defender. You get there a little bit too early, you risk pass interference. You get there a little too late, it's a big pass completion. Timing your hand and playing through the ball is something they work on with these defenders all the time. And next time they throw the ball downfield, I wouldn't be surprised if they target somebody else. I think they're going to have to be more creative here on the back end with the types of coverages they show this quarterback. Change the look pre-snap to post-snap. Mix in zone, mix in man. They got to make it more challenging on the quarterback going forward.
On the handoff, it's Hall running right. And just a short gain there, down to the 38. Here's 2nd and 9. Now, Fields. He connects. It's in the hands of Reynolds. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5. Here's a 3rd down and 4. Fields. Open man, right side. He's got it. An unbalanced look to the left here on 1st down. RPO, quick throw, grabbed by Wilson.
Really well done here by the defense, Mike, executing this zone defense, and they've got to be able to pattern read. You're not just going to drop back to a spot and just play like a robot. Based on what the receivers do off the line, the defenders have different rules of where their zones move to. Well, they had that one dialed in right from the jump, and they were able to stop that play really before it got started.
Now they are in business. Inside the 15-yard line.
This may look like a simple connection, Mike, just pitch and catch, but I can promise you the amount of time these two guys have spent together on the practice field, in the meeting rooms, just getting on the same page, seeing the game through the same set of eyes, it makes what's pretty difficult seem a lot easier.
On the move at the 14-yard line, it's 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, it's nowhere to go. He's going to be taken down.
And the big guys up front in the offensive line just continue to not be on the same page. And we've seen it time and time again here today. This pass rush remains one step ahead of them, and it's the quarterback who continues to pay the price.
Give left side. Here comes Hall.
This just shows why you can't count on just one guy to take him down. He's a powerful enough runner. You gotta have guys coming in support when that first hit is made. It takes a team effort to stop him, especially once he gets going.
Converted twice on 3rd down already on this drive. Now can they do it for a 3rd time? And he'll take it on in. Josh Reynolds. Touchdown, New York. Two-point try coming up. Fields has the offense set. He'll look to throw. And he will get in for the 2. They open up the bag of tricks on the goal line and add a pair of points.
I know it sounds like I'm being biased, Mike, but I'm really not. Down here this close to the end zone, especially on two-point tries, the size, the length, the athleticism, and matchups these tight ends can create, man, they are a tough handle, and it leads to 2 points.
Here's Carlson now. He'll kick this one off, following the touchdown on the other end. Patterson now to return it. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The visitors' offense ready to take over possession of the football. They find themselves down 3 touchdowns here, needing to flip the script in a hurry. And they'll start it here on first down. They send Freiermuth, the tight end, in motion. And he's brought down after a gain of a couple. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. Throwing, Rudolph. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
So they have these rules for the receivers, Mike. They call them green grass rules. And the idea is if you're running across the field and you're looking at the quarterback, you're going to stay on the run. If you're not looking at the quarterback, that tells him, I'm going to sit in this soft zone. I'm going to what they call punch and pivot and stop. And that tells the quarterback to put the ball on your chest. That nonverbal communication between the receiver and the quarterback, recognizing when you're open, stay open, that's the stuff that makes a lot of these offenses so difficult to defend.
The offense staying out there for this 4th down. They send Freiermuth, the tight end, in motion. Now or never, they'll throw on 4th down. He'll look middle, and he's got his man complete.
Some teams just have a stronger appetite for being willing to go for 4th down tries, even on their side of the field, Mike, and we're seeing it so much more often. The days of just punting the ball back and forth and saying, hey, we're going to play good defense. Remember, the better your defense, that doesn't mean you should punt. The better your defense, the more chances you should take on offense. The drag route, we used to say this is day 1 install. Every single offense in the NFL has this sort of route, especially for the tight end position. And depending on the speed and the run after catch ability of the tight end, sometimes it can lead to some of the biggest gains.
A good spot here, 2nd and a yard. Back to throw is Rudolph. Metcalf with the grab. And they'll whistle him down, but not before he picks up a 1st down after a gain of 7.
Offensively, landing a lot of body blows on this drive, Mike. Just the ability to steadily march the ball downfield and remain so efficient, both run and pass. As they continue to wear this defense out, they have to find a way to end this drive with points.
And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long.
This is a great reminder of why it's so important to have great offensive tackles. When you get beat so fast off the edge, the quarterback has nowhere to go in the pocket to escape, and that's what happens.
Here's Rudolph. And this offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack.
So after surrendering their 6th sack of the game, I looked down on the sideline, Mike, and found their offensive line coach. He grabbed his headset, removed it, and he slammed it on the ground. And truthfully, I don't blame him. His unit has been getting worked up front all day in pass protection.
What can they do here? This is 3rd and forever. Now Rudolph. This one grabbed by Austin. And they were hoping for a little more on that one. Brought down well short of the first. So it'll bring up 4th down.
When you throw the ball short of the sticks on 3rd down, you're relying heavily on the yards after the catch. So give credit to the defense here. Once the ball carrier had the ball, multiple guys around him, corralled him, take him down short of the sticks.
And that is incomplete. The defense very happy to see that play call. The decision to go for it on 4th and long will end up in a turnover on downs. The home team's offense getting their final instructions before heading back onto the field. They'll have a short field in front of them as they try to extend this lead out further. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. Give up the middle with Hall. And he's going to lose yardage on this play. They knock him back to the midfield stripe.
Every team makes an emphasis on winning 1st down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, 2nd and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor.
Now a 2nd down throw for Fields. A throw on the move is caught. Here's a 3rd down and 4. They'll run. This is Hall. And he will wiggle his way forward for a gain of a couple. Special teams out to the field, ready for this punt. As they'll say no to the long field goal and hope to pin them deep. That's going to be out of bounds, no return. And the drive's going to start from just inside the 20-yard line. The Steelers offense ready for this next possession. Things not looking good. But see if they get the turnaround going here. They'll start this drive with 1st down. Rudolph. There's a short one caught by Freiermuth. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down.
The drag route is such a good way to get the ball early into the hands of your tight end and take some pressure off the quarterback and give him an easy completion. The size and the athleticism allows them to try to pick up more yards, but do it after the catch.
They'll look to throw. He finds Austin with the grab. And they'll whistle him down, but not before he picks up a 1st down after a gain of 7. Now they'll set up to throw. He finds Metcalf on the slant. That's a nice pickup on a first down throw. It's a gain of 8. They'll look to throw yet again. Here's a screen set up for Warren. And he'll be brought down after a short pickup, but that is enough for a first down. Back to the air one more time. Quick throw, taken in. It'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
Similar to a tight end, the slot receiver is often considered the safety blanket. He makes all the difficult catches, tends to be a little bit more around the line of scrimmage, and so far today, he's certainly lived up to that reputation.
Rudolph looking to throw. And that one knocked away. It's incomplete.
It's rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest bright spots. Usually that doesn't go hand in hand, so it's a little surprising to see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's completed passes at a highly efficient rate.
On third down, they'll set up to throw. He's got his tight end. That's Freiermuth. His second grab on this drive, good for 11 yards, but most importantly, a first down.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late. All right, so there's really 3 areas that a modern NFL running back has to excel at. Number 1, the traditional handoffs. Number 2, you have to be excellent and reliable in pass protection, and maybe bigger than all of them, you have to be at least serviceable out of the backfield in the passing game.
That's complete to Metcalf. And it'll be a short pickup. That's not enough for the first down.
This is one of those throws where you're hoping you do most of the damage after the catch, but give credit to the defense. Once that ball was caught, they were on him quickly, and there was nowhere for him to go after the catch.
He'll try and throw for it on 3rd and 1. And that is incomplete.
It's his ability to change direction. He's able to go from his back pedal to then driving that route fast enough that he gets to the ball immediately as it arrives, and he's able to knock it down.
Only need a yard, and it's 4th down. They'll go. It's Johnson. And he's going to have the Steelers, and he's going to have the Chargers.
Little test of wills up front, huh, Mike? I mean, who wanted this one more? Who would get off the line quicker? Who would drive the other side backwards? Pretty impressive that not only are they the ones that won the battle, the defense knew what was coming and still couldn't stop it.
This one complete to Washington. It'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
It's not the big play they were hoping for, but first down efficiency, staying ahead of the chains, is what every offense is trying to find, and it brings up a manageable 2nd down.
2nd and 7. That is brought in at the 10. And he is going to be out of bounds. It is a gain of 23 yards, and now they'll have 4 shots at it. It's 1st and goal.
And this is what the offense needed. Now, after that last completion, you still trail here in the 4th quarter. You need scores, and you need scores fast, so they cannot take their time. I wouldn't be surprised to get them right back up on the line of scrimmage and try to score here now that it's 1st and goal.
And he's in. Pat Freiermuth. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Well, Greg, the light's still on way down at the end of the tunnel here. They are climbing back into this one with that touchdown here in the fourth quarter.
And they have a tall task ahead of them, Mike, but they have a chance. I mean, we've seen stranger things happen. They got a 2-possession game here late. They're going to need a couple stops, and they're going to need a couple things to bounce their way.
Boswell now for the extra point. He's got it. And the Steelers are able to cut into the deficit. This one not quite over, but down a couple of scores. We're going to get an onside kick. Past midfield.
Late in the game, this is where you see teams really start taking some chances. And boy, this was a big one, but it's not going to work out.
The home team's offense and quarterback Justin Fields make their way back out. And he has been masterful so far leading this offense, keeping the mistakes to a minimum, on point with his passes, generally one step ahead of the defense all game long. Here's 1st and 10.
Here we go. Lewis.
One of the tight ends motions right.
Go.
A run here with Hall. A modest gain. Maybe 2 yards. It's 2nd down. They will run it over center with Hall. And he'll be taken down as the clock ticks towards 2 minutes to play. So, 2 minutes to play here in the second half. Greg and I back on EA Sports after this. From the 35, it's 1st and 10. On the option, here's Hall. And he will work his way down inside the 30, a pickup of 6. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. Another run here with Hall. Hall, a 1st down and more. The speed on display. He's in. Reese Hall, touchdown Jets. 2 touchdowns for him now on the afternoon.
When you start talking about the qualities of a top-tier back in the NFL, Mike, we all talk about size, speed, the ability to keep your feet, the ability to have balance at contact. But the part we don't talk enough about is patience, understanding the blocking scheme, the timing, when to hit the hole, as much as what hole to hit. And I think you get a great example of what that looks like when it all comes together. He takes advantage of the scheme, and next thing you know, he hits his head on the goalpost.
Carlson able to knock through the extra point, and the Jets will open it up even further here in this 4th quarter. Here's Carlson now. He'll kick this one off following the touchdown on the other end. Patterson now to return it. And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there. The Steelers offense make their way out to take over once more. They'll try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. To throw is Rudolph. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
Back to the air again on 2nd and 10. And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up 3rd down. He'll look to throw. That's over the middle and take it in. He's got it. Now Pittsburgh will bang a timeout here. That's their 2nd. And it comes with 1:15 left to go in the 2nd half. They'll come up here 1st and 10. Throwing, Rudolph. Over the middle, Metcalf has it. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards. Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. They'll look to throw again. And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long.
This has been a masterful game plan defensively. I mean, not only have they found their mismatches and been able to exploit them, it's led to 7 sacks so far. I mean, even when the offense seems to make an adjustment, Mike, the defense just still seems to be one step ahead of them.
Quick throw here is complete. And now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they get it with 16 seconds remaining on the clock. Back to throw is Rudolph. And this offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack. So this one in the win column for the Jets. They use a little home cooking here. They play a complete football game. They're going to send their fans home quite happy. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. It's a win for the Jets as we say goodbye from MetLife Stadium.